PJNet.TV Part 2. And we will have tonight Michelle Medlock Adams, and we have a bumper rolling. We are recording and we are streaming. And we're switching to Studio 8 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, good evening. Welcome back. PJNet.TV here. Yeah, hold on a minute. I messed up. How'd that happen? That look a little better? What do you think? Michelle will be here soon. We're kind of waiting on her to connect. I know that her friend and business partner, Bethany Jett, is with her. So when you put those two together, well, you never know. But we're going to find out. And I'm assuming they'll be here shortly. However, right now, I wanted to bring you up to date. There's a lot of good news, folks. As many of you may be aware, or it seems that Twitter didn't like something I was doing and suspended my account. I waited a week to decide what, if anything, I should do. During that week, I devoted myself to some prayer, and then I also called some people that I trust, brothers in Christ. I won't limit the list, or I won't give you an exhaustive list, but I will point out specifically Doug and Dell and JD. Really helped bring this into focus spiritually. And but in the interim, one of the things that happened is our associate producer and longtime friend of PJNet from the very, very beginning, Sunbelt Girl, we arranged for her to carry the live portion, the live broadcast that's like going on right now on Twitter. Well, a week later, I decided, well, gosh, it seems to me that Twitter didn't want Coach Prasick on the air, so they suspended his account. So now Barbara's carrying it. Well, I got news for you, folks. Barbara is not the only one carrying it. I call it Borax, the mule team. Let me tell you who else is also carrying this live program. My long friend from way long ago, American refugee. Most of you don't know him, Roger. But he has appeared numerous times on this program. He has a very large Twitter following, although he's been inactive on Twitter for since April. But we are broadcasting on his timeline. Also, Glenn Terrell, a longtime friend of PJNet, and also, starting tonight, Del Didway. So, folks, what's interesting is when you aggregate the views of all of those feeds, and Barbara has a spreadsheet she works on and keeps us up to date, the numbers are actually quite staggering. They really are. And way, way, way beyond the viewing that we were getting just on my Twitter feed. So, if you would like to be a part of the Borax PJNet Mule Team, if you will let me know, we will make arrangements to have your feed added. Now, I will point out that there is actually a cost to doing that. It comes in bunches. You get the first 3, and then you get 5 more and 10 more, and So, at the moment, we have 5 slots available, given the plan that we have. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm getting a text. Oh, okay. We will hear from. Let me respond to the text I just got. All right. They are 3 minutes from the house. Okay. So they'll be here. So you're stuck with me in the meantime, folks. This is increased. Now, listen. One of the things that spiritually that you wrestle with is what you want to do, what the flesh is calling you to do is, you're hurt, you want to hurt back, and you want to appeal the account and show them a thing or two and da-da-da. But when you look at our mission statement, welcome, Kirby. By the way, shout out to Kirby. You see him in the chat room, Kirby Calhoun. He's got an interesting story, and you're going to get to hear it tomorrow night. That's right, 9 p.m. Eastern. Kirby will be joining us, and he has a story to tell and to share, and I can't wait. And anyway, so detour on that. So, but this has worked out very well. The purpose of what we do here is in our mission statement. If you go to pjnet.tv, it will say the following. Our mission is to provide a platform for everyday Christians to share their walk with Christ. And that is exactly what it means. And everything that we do should be within the boundaries of that mission statement. In fact, I'm finding out that some of the marketing, the promo videos that were really kind of neat, they weren't actually accomplishing what they were set out to do, which is invite people to the pjnet.tv chat room to enjoy the fellowship while we watch the live program. So given that that wasn't happening, there's about an hour to an hour and a half a day that went into making those promos. And that hour and a half a day can now be used to sleep, which is something I don't do much of, don't do enough of. It could also be used to focus on content. Folks, I'm very inspired by what's happening. And I want to say that I want to thank each one of you, those that attend and participate in the pjnet.tv chat room, are an important, if not vital, part of our programming. Okay, there's a lot of talking heads out there. A lot of them. Okay, and with the coronavirus, more and more people are getting into an already crowded field, and I am glad to see Christians stepping forward, however awkwardly and however poorly produced. We are told that the Word of God does not return void. Now, this is going to be a bit awkward because our guests are with us now, and we are going to give them some extra time. Oh my. Folks, we will be right back, okay? But I've got to get things set up a little bit, okay? So give me about 30 seconds here, and we'll be right back with Michelle and Bethany. This is worth the wait. Now, they can hear me talking to you, so can you hear me, girls? Okay. One of you please raise your... Yeah, be careful, because this is what happened last time. And the people that are listening to this live, they can hear me speaking right now, but they cannot hear you, okay? So, as soon as you... you use the inside ear. There you go. Inside ear, Michelle. Other ear, Michelle. Geometry is still the law of physics, and it's very much in effect. Okay. Are we ready, girls? Ladies? Okay. Well. Ready or not, we are live, and here on the stage in the Eagle's Nest, all the way from way up. Oh, wait a minute. I believe I have got your camera is reversing things. So what I'm going to do, because I can't quite read the insignia on Bethany's hat, it's not even in English, I don't think, but
it's Greek.
it's Greek. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reorient this to where it says, it looks like Epsilon. Well, Bethany, you know what it says. Share with us, please. Enlighten us.
Oh, I'll have to look at it. It's
She just got it.
I just got it. It's for the
Was it at Goodwill or something? I mean,
no.
She earned this by a lot of hard work working on her master's. In fact,
Oh.
yesterday while we were together, she's at my house and we're working, having a work week, play week, work week. Anyway, she got this email from her college saying that she earned the Distinguished Scholar Award, which is the top GPA in her whole program She not only graduated with her master's, but she nailed it and got the top GPA. Whoop whoop!
Yay.
She's
So
the,
proud of her.
what do you call that thing when we graduate? The
Valedictorian.
valedictorian. Yeah. So you were.
Well, except they didn't do it for the Masters. But I got inducted into the National Society of Leadership and Success. And so I got the hoodie and the hat. And so I'm sporting it.
And I'm wearing my IU just because we just had a photo shoot. That's why we're late. We are so sorry. We had no idea it was this late. It was still light outside. They were taking pictures, and we're like, we need to get something to eat. And she said, what time is the thing with Mark? I'm like, oh my gosh, it was 5 minutes ago. We like floored it. So sorry, everybody in the chat room.
Well,
I promise we're not that irresponsible. The photo shoot went long, and we didn't know.
Well, we kept the light on for you, and now you
Thank
have the
you.
burden of making it worth the wait. Now, are we going to have another collapse of one of the items on the wall so that you can plug Platinum Literary or something? Did you?
We never know.
I mean, there's a good opportunity for that to happen because we're hot messes right now. I mean, like, we were all dressed up for part of the photo shoot, and then we put on our sporty stuff because I've got the IU book coming out with Dell, just pretty soon, called Indiana Inspiration. So I wanted to have some shots in my IU gear. And, Miss Valedictorian over here, she had to have her. So we had some little funny sports shots, in our, kind of kicking it back stuff. And so we're not looking too professional. But we have an announcement to make.
Well,
Yes, we do, actually.
Please. So who's
make
going to make it?
She's going to make it.
I'll make
Okay.
it.
There you go.
So, we were trying to think of a way that we could kind of give back right now, just because it's hard for everybody.
Some people are struggling financially.
Yeah. And so we decided we're going to do a Platinum Literary Masterclass.
Yay.
And we'll do it live on Zoom and open it up to maybe 25 people. And we'll do 2 hours in July and really just teach on some things that are current right now since we didn't get to go to all the conferences, and then be able to answer people's specific questions and kind of give them next steps for publishing and everything.
Yes.
So the sign up, which we got working today, is platlit.com/masterclass. And that's where you can sign up.
platlit.com/masterclass.
Yes.
If you want to be
I'm
the
working
first
on that. Platlit.
Yeah.
Okay.
.com/masterclass. And so the first hour we'll be doing a training based on everybody really needs to know things. We're going to have a little survey they have to fill out. So we'll know exactly what this particular group wants to know. And then the last hour, the first 2 or 3, probably 3 that send in their manuscripts, we will critique it then first look on air, in our Zoom class.
Yay!
That's it, Coach. You're so good.
Thank you.
Yes, that's it.
I hope I spelled it right.
You can get a professional critique.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's all over it.
Yeah, and normally this will cost probably $200 to $249 for the time span. So we thought we would just do it for free and open it up and see who would like to join us.
Have a good time.
Well, I'm glad that both of you are here, okay? Because Bethany, I think I'm going to direct this question at you or to you because I consider you the brains of this couple.
Oh, no.
Now, that doesn't imply that you don't need to be the valedictorian of your master's class to achieve that title. But nonetheless, anyway,
I'm not the Victorian.
no, seriously, it seems to me that when the coronavirus came upon us, that many organizations, including yours, started gravitating toward online stuff. Okay. Now, and I rejoice. I've been preaching this. And if it took this to get there, so be it. But one of the challenges in doing this is it's a lot easier to have an online, to register and pay online than show up in person. And when they check in, you see, oh yeah, you paid here, and they open the door, and then you go in. Doing all that online is a little bit different, more complex. And so what I'm looking for? What's the marketing plan to move forward in more of a virtual environment, yet how do you monetize that to be sustainable as compared, because it seems to me that live conferencing is not going to go away, but it's probably,
Interesting he's saying this.
It's reached its high water mark. I'll go there. But give me your thoughts on that.
Well, this was actually the whole dream behind Serious Writer Academy from the beginning, was having an online event where people who couldn't go to the conferences could be there. It was trying to provide that service. Right. And that was 6 years ago. So cool to see so many different groups doing this now, like going into the live events and stuff. And I think it's easier to monetize online because people can do things on their own timeline and they don't have to take off of work or think of childcare. And there's so many costs that go into actually going to a live event. But I think it's going to make the live events that much more special when you do go.
You actually do go.
Yeah.
We just talked about this today, but we didn't know you were going to ask us this because, you know, we used to travel. I mean, the last few years we were gone more than we were home. And now that we've all been home a lot, Kyle, Bethany, myself, we're all realizing it's really important to be home a little bit more than we had been. Our families love it. We're getting a lot more done. I mean, Coach, that's why I've been so crazy, like having special guests and stuff. I did 3 books in 4 months.
Yeah.
Now, I co-authored them, but like these were big books. These weren't just like, you know, children's books. Those are hard to write too, but these were like, you know, 40, 50, 60,000 word books. So being home, you can be really productive and be there for your family and still do a lot of online learning and teaching. And so we've been a part of She Writes for Him. And we're going to be part of the ASA conference, which is in August. It's online. They moved it from being a live conference to online. Our next live event's not until October. It's the Florida Christian Writers Conference with Eva Marie Everson that was on here before with me. And so, you know, that'll make it really, really special to see everybody at that conference because we've all been doing online things like the Brady Bunch. You see everybody in the squares. But it's been I think exactly what she said. I think we'll probably have a few live events a year, but instead of having 2 to 3 a month, it'll be maybe 2 a year. And the other things will be done online. And that's a good thing.
I think so.
We can reach more people and you can charge $20 or $40 or $99 for a conference instead of several thousand or even, you know, because when you figure in plane tickets or even gas to get
hotels,
food,
we always buy stuff before we go too.
Yeah, we always end up shopping one day or something. Jeff said, you know, if I broke even, it was a good week. So
no, it's true. Like, I mean, when you start looking at how much,
well, and if you can develop the interest, the overhead, not only is it less expensive for the participant, look at the overhead associated with doing a live conference. So you can charge $20 a seat in a virtual conference and actually have a better margin than charging $100 a seat at a live conference. So I think everybody wins.
We just heard from the Kentucky Christian Writers Conference. One of our friends is involved in that, and they have over 400 people who've registered for that conference already. Over 400. It's an online event, and it starts tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, like try Zooming that one.
I mean, right? Like, that's a lot of people. Because people are hungry for training and for camaraderie and for to be a part of something, and yet you can do it wearing your bunny slippers and, you know, I mean, we did a Zoom call yesterday and I was still in my bathrobe, but it kind of looked like a dress.
It looked like a jacket.
I don't know. So you get your hair and makeup done, you're all right. Yeah.
And the other good thing too is with the kids, like I can be listening camera off if I need to. If I'm not the one teaching, I can be listening and I can also be parenting at the same time, which is great.
Well,
it's a win-win-win.
You can literally replay it.
Yeah, that's right. And so the parts that you might have missed, you know, at a conference, you can always get the recordings. But I like having the video recordings immediately so I can go back and watch. Or if I have to take a break because maybe Marty and my sister and I have to go tape a Bible study or something, I can come right back and jump right in wherever they are and then listen to whatever I missed later on after they end. And they're even doing fun things online, like the ASA conference is doing a pajama party one night. And then there's a virtual awards ceremony. So we're going to be together for, which one are we going to be together for?
The Cascades.
The Cascades. There's the Cascades conference, which is the Oregon Christian Writers Conference. We're up for the Cascades Award for a couple different books. At Platinum Faith is one. And so we're going to dress up and have like our own little like
Zoom party.
Our little Zoom party in our formal wear, like we would have been if we were there, and it's going to be done virtually. That's kind of fun. You can make it fun. I think this is a different season. I keep hearing the new normal. You know, that phrase irritates some people, but you know, it's all in your perspective. And I think we're just making the best out of this and finding ways to have fun with it and still feel connected to those that maybe we're not in the same room with.
Yeah.
Well, it has really accelerated something that has been a topic that's one of those tight wire topics when I speak to authors because they're writers. And I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to confront them. I want but I want them to know and love that, look, the days of ink on paper, the high water mark is in the past. You've got to go digital. If you want to move forward, you've got to go digital. So this is really just something, another catalytic event, or it's a game changer, really, if you think about it, for those who can adapt, for those who can take leadership in this arena. The possibilities are unbelievable.
I agree. I agree with that totally.
Michelle, you had a little Bible study, and I say little, not to marginalize it. It's a good Bible study, but you felt good when 18 women would show up.
Yeah, 30 was along, like over the top.
Right.
Yeah.
Coronavirus comes along. You do it on Zoom. How many?
Well, last week's has 544 views already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. I mean, that's Marty and I are continuing to do it. So Marty and Lee, the other gal from her church, they lead it in person on Tuesday mornings, and the three of us do the virtual thing on Thursdays, and then we air it on Friday. Mm-hmm. And people are saying, I not only went to there might be 20 people at the in-person one, and they'll say, I went to that, but I actually watched it again because I didn't get everything. Like I didn't take notes enough so I wanted to listen to it again. But we have people, I didn't know if we were going to continue, but Marty promised. Remember when we were on there together and you said, Marty, make a promise that you're going to keep doing this. Right. And I said I would keep doing it because I'm home. I mean, I'm home till October. Right. So we said we would do this. Well, we the first week that they went back, we didn't tape that week. I don't know what was going on. It was probably on deadline, whatever. And we had like so many people messaging Marty and myself saying, are you going to put the Bible study up? Did I miss it? Where'd you put it? So we realized, hey, this is actually a thing. People want this. So you're right. We have to just take advantage of this new tool. This, Facebook Live has been fun, and doing Zoom things and doing what you're doing, Coach. I mean, you were ahead of the game before this was a thing. You were doing this. It's just such a great way to connect with people all over the world that they can't maybe come in person, or even if they could, they can't because they're in a high risk group and they still aren't getting out because of the virus. And we don't know what the fall is going to hold, if there's going to be a second wave of this coronavirus or what's going on. But what we do know is that we have a way to connect with people. The internet can be used for evil, as we know, or for good. And I'm thankful right now. It seems like the good is trumping the evil because we're all taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you have one person registered for your master class because in the chat room, Molly Jo Really says she just signed
Molly
up.
Jo!
Yay!
Molly Jo and her frog. We love her.
Bethany, you're a long ways from home. What are you doing up there? Shopping for hats?
It's just been, I mean, everyone knows, my husband's very extroverted. Michelle's very extroverted, so they're always having to get out. So he would always say, do we need anything from the store? He wants to get out of the house. And I told him, I was like, the introverts are not okay. You guys have come home and stayed, and I don't think I've been by myself for unless I'm sleeping.
90 days.
Yeah. And I told Michelle, I'm dying. And and we hadn't been together because we always see each other at least once a month.
Because of all the conferences, we're always together at least once or twice a month. And it had been since early March at the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference when we were with you, Coach. That's the last time we were together.
Mm-hmm.
Which is too long. Yeah. March, April, May, June. That's 3 months. That was too long.
Us. Even though we do Zoom and we chat on the phone more than once a day, we needed to be together. So one night we were kind of just being kind of pouty, and we just need to be together. We get so much done when we're together. We just need a week where we don't have to be on deadline and just can work and do some proposals and do some marketing stuff for our books and just enjoy and watch some movies. We never get to do that. And she said, I'm booking my flight now. I'm like, come on, girl. So this is it. This is our week to be besties. And so we've got a lot done, believe it or not. I know we were late tonight, which is so bad.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
We've really been pretty good. We've got so much done every day. We've been right on time getting things done, and then we missed this by 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
So sorry.
We kept Michelle, you have been in absentia. You have been not under one deadline, but under more. Tell us what you have been doing.
So since March, since I came home, as everything being binged because of the coronavirus, I did Kyle Young, my agent, our agent, he and I put together a book called How to Write and Publish a Christian Children's Book, and it's from board books to YA. And that book comes out with New Hope. We're pretty excited. Iron Stream Media. That comes out in November, and we ask the best of the best of the best in the children's writers world. Bethany's in it, or YA. We have so many people. I mean, so many of the names, like P.K. Hallinan, she did a thing on Illustrators. He has over 10 million books in print. I mean, the guy's amazing. But just like the big names, Jill Roman Lord is in it. I can't even name them all.
Oh, Stephen James.
Stephen James is in it. I mean, just lots and lots of wonderful writers. So that was a compilation project, but both Kyle and I wrote the intro and the conclusion, and we also wrote many, many chapters in that book. It's a big resource book. There was never a resource book out for Christian children's writers. Just the other ones we all have that are put up by Writers Market, but we didn't have that one for just the Christian market, which is a little bit different. So we needed that. So we're filling that void. So we put that to bed, like, I don't know, sometime in March. And then my friend Wendy Lanier, we did a book called Dog Devotions, which is just like the dinosaur devotions, only it's about different dog breeds. And so we just finished that, which I'm so excited about. And then the last book was with Dell Didway, who's always on here. Dell, the man, he's an Ohio State fan, but he actually did a remarkable job writing stories about my alma mater, Indiana University. So it's called Indiana Inspirations, 52 Weeks to Encourage a Hoosier's Heart, I think is the title we decided on. And it's 52 different devotions on all these cool moments in IU basketball history. Some, way back with Branch McCracken, and then some with Bob Knight, some newer ones, just really cool stories. Some I bet IU fans, even diehards, won't know about. And I was really skeptical that Dell could pull it off because he's such the Ohio State fan. And we always have this rivalry, but I tell you what, he impressed me, really did. He did a great job. So we enjoyed doing that together. I think he wanted to kill me, Coach, because I was the last one to turn everything in because I had other deadlines. But we got it in.
Well,
Thankfully.
Oh, yeah. So it's the first time in like, I think at least 4 years that I haven't been on deadline for something. So I'm able to write some things that have been like heart projects that I haven't been able to do because I've been on deadline for something else. Not that I'm not grateful to be on deadline. I'm not saying that, but I've got some things in the works that I now get to write. And that's what you're doing too. She's doing some proposals. So
finally.
Bethany, now that you not only have your master's degree, but have graduated at the top of your class, what are you going to do with all of the extra time that you now have?
Proposals.
Yes, finally. It's been really great because I've been, when we got our companies going, a lot of it was for both Platt and Serious Writer. We had to get foundations laid for things. And so what I'm doing now is saying, okay, we got the foundation here. Now how do we improve on it? And now how do we actually make it like next level where we wanted it to be at the beginning? Mm-hmm. And I think we really had to follow that philosophy of, kind of joking, but like done is better than none, or something is better than nothing. And so I'm excited for like this next phase of where we're taking things. So the website's under construction right now, like working on the back end of a lot of stuff, and which is stuff I've been wanting to do for a long time. And Michelle and Kyle were like so great while I was getting this master's program, but they threatened me if I tried to do any more school.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, if you want to get your doctorate, that's fine, but
not now.
Not right now. Like, we need you to write some more books and do some more proposals.
After
with Kyle,
you retire,
our agent, he always asks us to do that. Like, get your proposals in so I can get them sold.
That's right.
And she hasn't had any proposals in because she's been busy being the top of her class, which was amazing. So she's doing that this week. And
proposals.
And you know what? She's really great with like all of the spreadsheets and the admin stuff where Kyle and I both struggle a little bit in that. So we're really thankful for her. Not only is she an amazing marketer and writer, but she kind of keeps everything flowing. Or like we got a new client today. I didn't know how to even register that person. I'm like, hey, I just got a client for us. Yay. I don't know what to do
now
with that.
What?
Like I just like tell her and she makes it all
I had
happen.
it. We got it. We were a good team. You have to have both parts.
We work well together.
I think, as I learn more and more about, the insides of writing and being an author and getting published and all that stuff, but really with any endeavor, we kind of see the end result. We have no idea the amount of work and each detail and details. Here's how you know about the details as the outside observer. When some of them don't get done, that's when you know. And then of course we're highly critical.
Yeah.
Okay, I as a coach, I remember so much a particular game. Time for the national anthem, but there was no flag. Flag. That is one of hundreds of little details.
You had one job.
Well, we learned from it because we had a Megatron on the opposite side of the field So we learned from it to have an American flag to put up on the Megatron.
Right.
Smart. That's
Yep.
right.
Okay, but of course it took this. But little things. The visit. I was an assistant coach. I've never been a head coach. But one of the jobs is to welcome the visiting team, and do the hospitality thing.
Yes.
Show them the locker room that they'll be using. Make sure that they have ice. In other words, not all teams do this, but we actually furnished ice to the visiting team if they did, because they packed a bunch up, and many of them traveled a long way to come play us because it was hard to get people to play us because we were that good. So we would freshen up their. Anyway, there are detail after detail after detail. And so you've got to have that person on your team. Now on PJNet, that would be Barbara.
Yeah.
It's
Yay,
hilarious
Barbara.
Yeah.
because, guests don't just show up. Okay. They have to be contacted and, pitched and solicited and sold and, whatever. But every time I get involved, I'll say, okay, you're going to be on next, whenever. And then I'll contact Barbara and she'll say, well, we've already got somebody booked for that night. Do you want to call them back? Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything set for the next Serious Writer event that will be a corporate in-person event?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Hope, who is my right-hand detail person. I love her so much. So yay, Hope Bollinger.
She's amazing.
She's the best thing ever. Yeah, so we're still going to have the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference the first weekend of March, as long as things are open and in Andy's church and everything is good with having people in. Just kind of depends on how the winter goes, I guess. Everyone's kind of watching, but as for right now, that's open. We haven't started promoting it. It just doesn't feel like it's the time to start that yet. Kind of let things settle for people right now a little bit longer, but so that's why we haven't talked about it
And
yet.
our August event, which is the awards thing.
Oh yeah,
So we do have that to announce. We just been booking that, but we planned that yesterday.
Yep. So once the finalists are contacted, we'll be able to push that out there. But we'll be able to be together in August, which will be so nice.
Yes.
Little did anybody
And
know.
the Serious Writer Author of the Year and Book of the Year is going to be announced, in August.
Yeah.
Like we usually do it in New York City, but this year New York City wasn't an option because, well, we all know why. Because it wasn't an option in May, so we had to push it back, and it's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Which is such, they call that like the Midwestern LA, like it's like happening. So yeah,
We're trying to finalize details. So it's so exciting to do it together because we get to look at everything.
I love Nashville.
And try to figure out how to do it.
So we're
different
going to
this
be
year.
boot scooting boogieing. We're doing some
Honky tonk.
and you betcha.
Has it occurred to either of you that back in August, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it was decided to hold the conference in March? Little did anybody know at that time. Have you given that any thought? I mean, is that
Yes,
a God
many,
thing?
many times.
Because
We were like
in
the
fact,
last
if you'd
event.
if you'd have had it any later, it wouldn't have happened.
It was such a God protection over that event. I mean, it really
It
was.
was the very last event before everything kind of shut down. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just,
Yeah, would it had been any later, it would not have been possible. So, all right.
That's
it
true.
was a blessing that,
It was.
that we were able to get that in.
I thank God for that many, many times.
And we should. And those conferences mean so much. And in all the virtualization, somehow we've got to preserve and protect, even if we scale it back. It's like church, okay? I mean, watching on a screen, even with a chat room, even with Zoom, is not a substitute for corporate worship together. But we've got to find...
that.
Yeah, we got to find, that's on a scale here. We
There's a
got to,
balance.
but all the weight was on one side of the scale. I thought, hey, there's a whole new world over here. And
Hey, do you have your mug that you got when you were in North Carolina? Do you have it sitting there?
oh,
Your
I
beach
am
mug?
so, I am, this is,
Look at that.
this is
It's a Yeti kind of a thing.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
Isn't that
got
the
on one
coolest?
side, pjnet.tv,
Yeah.
but on the other side, Coach Prasick. It is,
I love,
Love
so
it.
much.
and now
Yeah.
it is very conflicting, I'll be honest with you, because, well, first of all, this is a good mug. It's first stainless steel. Has to be stainless steel. Also, you can put, when you're Keurig, you can do two big cups in here.
Oh.
And this one fits in the cup holder in my vehicle.
That's so
Okay?
important.
All right, now, but there's a problem. My daughter gave me a coffee mug that says "World's Best Dad," and and I thought, oh boy, so I actually used both of them.
Yeah, and it's almost Father's Day, so you probably should spend
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
at least through
It is
Sunday.
rather conflicting, but I do. Well, I love them both, but it is conflicting. And anyway, but no, I mean these are folks. It's little things. It's little things like that make a big difference. And a lot. I don't know about women, but men tend to want to do a few things in a spectacular way, when really it's. I saw a video, powerful video. Don't even know the guy. He's in some kind of graduation ceremony. And he says, "You are what you do often."
Oh, I like that.
That's good. That'll preach.
But oh boy, this thing was 9 minutes long, and I was riveted to it. But men in particular, you don't have to plan a vacation, in the Bahamas every 3 years. It might be better to just bring home some flowers once a month. It's not how much; it's how often.
Love flowers.
So those little things,
That will
yeah.
preach. You are what you do often.
I love
That's who
that.
you know. That touched. Well, not
I know,
only
it's
did
so
it
sweet.
touch me, it convicted me, because I'm a man. Honey, I'm gonna do something great someday when we can afford
A
it.
big
But don't
Yeah.
let that be a
I love that.
substitute.
I saw something once that said we always plan on the next vacation or the next big event, the next party, the next whatever. But it's those in between moments is where we live most of our life,
Mm-hmm.
and to make the most of those in betweens. And so we've been really conscious about that. I mean, I think that's part of this being home season. It's just made us very much appreciative of those in betweens, being home, kind of reprioritizing what's important in life, and just slowing down enough to appreciate those who are important, the ones that bring you Polar Pops every morning and are there for you through the good, the bad, and the ugly. So those
Well,
it's been really, I think it's been good.
And the virtualization of the ministry. This is something we can do often. And, you can plan big events, big conferences and big, once a year. Okay. Well, I mean, this was one of my criticisms of men's conferences. They had the Promise Keepers thing, and I'm all for all that. I'm not against it. But that's one event once a year. There are 52 weeks a year, folks. I mean,
Right.
we've got to be better godly men every week. Where's the support? Where's the, where do we go? I mean, we're just left. So there's so many things, so many positive things happening. And I know there's a lot of negative things happening. My head is not stuck in the sand. But folks, don't lose sight, don't lose perspective of the positive things, and act on those. A lot of these
I like
negative
that.
things we're seeing out there, we may have our opinion about it, but we're not in the position to act on it specifically right now. So pray about it, but then go do and focus on the positive.
I like that.
Okay. Listen, this is very simple. We do not have a racial problem in this country. You say, Mark, that's not true. No, we don't. We don't have a police brutality problem. We don't have an educational problem. We don't have a political problem. Okay, we don't have an economic problem. Here's what we have, folks. We have a spiritual problem. So it demands a spiritual answer. Okay. I get to
Can't
preach.
argue
It's
with
my
that.
program. Okay, all right.
That's right. Listen, that was good stuff there.
Good stuff. Well, Bethany and Michelle, I'm so glad that you are together having fun as sisters.
Yes, I love
you are like two sorority sisters from different places. I don't know. What is it, sisters by a different mister or something?
Something like that, yeah. That's right. We really are like sisters.
And I know you're having fun, and we're enjoying your company. Thanks for sharing with us tonight. And we just can't wait to see what comes out the other end, because I know if the two of you get together, fireworks will be the result.
It's been productive.
It has been productive. We've enjoyed every minute. We've got one more whole day together, so who knows what'll happen tomorrow. Thanks for
Yes.
the grace on us being late.
Yes.
We always like to hang out with you guys. Hey to everybody in the chat room. Love y'all. Kisses from us.
There you go. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
There you go. Michelle Medlock Adams. She appears here. Well, she's scheduled to appear every Wednesday about this time, 9:30. Okay, that's what She can still hear me, and I can still hear her. So be careful what we say. But honestly, there are many times when her schedule prevents her from being here, and she has always been very gracious and very professional to arrange for a substitute. And boy, we've had some good ones that she has sent our way. Folks, we went a little late tonight. I hope it was worth it. You've been very patient, very long suffering. There's a lot I'd like to share with you, but we're really out of time. I will mention tomorrow night is Thursday night, and we have a first-time guest, Kirby. Will be with us tomorrow night to share his story, and followed by a tour around the Cross W Ranch with JD. That's all starting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Now, before I leave, I have to ask 2 questions, and I'm asking that you answer these to yourself between you and God. First question: what is the boldest thing you have ever done for Jesus Christ? And number 2, how long ago was that? You see, here's the challenge, folks: to never be satisfied with either answer.